Hi, my name's Jerri and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my shot in Capture One. So this is before and this is after. So I'm going to quickly make a clone variant of my original shot. Okay, so now I'm going to play with the image. I'm just going to desaturate a little bit. Open up a tiny bit on my exposure. I'm going to fade it. I'm just going to brighten this out. Okay, now what I would normally do is do section by section, but I'm going to show you a really quick way of kind of adding some creativity to your image. So you can go over to these built-in styles, which is here in Styles and Presets. You have users, built-in and built-in presets. So I'm going to go to built-in styles. And as you can see, if you go over them all, it gives you the opportunity to view them. I'm going to go for Creative 7 and then I'm going to change it and make it my own. So at the moment, I don't like the white balance, so I'm going to change that and make it a little bit cooler. I'm going to take out the green and bring up the purples a little bit. And now I'm also going to go and use my adjustment layers. I'm going to add one here. I'm going to type in sky and then I'm going to press B for brush. I'm going to go over my sky here. Really roughly. I'm going to go down to my curves. I'm going to make that sky dark here and I'm also going to add more blue in it as so. I'm going to zip up the contrast to make it really moody and I'm going to bring down my exposure. So that's really moody. And I might even bring my saturation a little bit. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new adjustment layer and I'm going to call this light. And I'm going to go over my brush here. You can also press Control and change your brush settings. So I'm just going to make this brush a little bit harder so it doesn't go over the edge. So it's a bit more easy to control because as you can see it feathers as I am brushing over. So I'm going to go over the brush like this. That's perfect. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my RGB on my curves and I'm going to brighten those lights up and I'm also going to bring them down a tiny bit, but then I'm going to add a bit of saturation just to make the colour pop. And then I'm going to add a little bit more light into the floor here. Again, just going over like this, like so. I'm just going to change my brush, make it a little bit more feathery. Again, I'm going to use that on the floor and I'm going to saturate it. Now to make it darker, I can do the same again here using adjustment layers, but this time I'm going to go over to my vignette and I'm going to darken it that way instead, which will just darken round the edges. Now it's still quite contrasty, so what I want to do is I'm going to feather it a little bit more like so using my levels, and then I'm also going to add some grain to it by going over to my soft grain and I'm going to go between 35 to 50. I usually stick around about 35 to 50. I'm just going to zoom in here. Perfect. Now if I go to, this is the one I did for my final shot, I'm just going to move that up there like that. So this is more purpley. So then if I want to change those presets, so here is the preset that I put on in the blues and stuff. So then I can just change this. See, that was before. Change this a little bit and dial it down a tad. And again, if I want to open the shadows a little bit, I can use high dynamic range and that will open up the shadows a little bit. But I do actually quite like it quite moody. So this is just a rough base of what I would do. I would add a bit more colour in, pop out them a little bit more. If you want to see the before and after, you can also hold down your Alt key and press your master reset button here. And this will give you a quick view of before and after. Perfect. So yeah, so that's how I would do it. I would, use my colour balance and work through them, and then I would add my adjustment layers. And I would keep adding and changing until I got the style and image that I liked. I'll just put them both back up for you. That's great. And thank you for watching.